Today I'm going to show you how to tie the elvy Foster nymph. I haven't come up with a better name for it yet, so that's what I got. This is a 3x long nymph hook, curved shank, and I'm using a monofilament thread. I'm going to start by wrapping in the rear of the hook. Tie in. I'm going to put a little bit of dubbing just to put my tail in. If you don't dub before you put in, let's say like a goose biot or a piece of pheasant, they'll almost automatically break right off every time. So it's important to dub before you put anything down. Just gonna got my pheasant feather here. Just gonna clip a little section off, probably about 4 or 5 strands. Hold it flat against the hook with my fingernail, wrap around it, put it where you want it, position it a little bit, keep wrapping down, clip off your excess. Now what we're going to do is we're going to dub the body. I just have some dubbing here. I would give you a name for it, but it just comes from my friend's dog's stomach. So that's all I got. There, we're going to keep wrapping, just make your body. You're going to go over this again, so it doesn't matter if it's fluffy or too big, it can always be trimmed down, tied over. But you don't want too thick of a body and you want it to be tapered. A little bit more, so slender that off there. Wrapping. Now that I'm up to here, I'm going to trim up some of my dubbing. So we have a nice shape. Right there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie in my legs. This is a leg mold that my friend Zoran makes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just bend those legs back a little bit. Get that point out. Pinch method, straight down. Keep wrapping. Straighten that out. Give this a stretch, clip. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my body. This is also a body that my friend Zoran molds. As you can see, it's very lifelike. It's a silicone mold with a foil reflector in the bottom. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to get the tip of it, kind of trim it up, a little spot like that. We have that now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie this on, flipped, upside down. Tie that in very, 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 very tightly. Just kind of keep those legs out of your way while you're doing this. Sort of like trying to peel a kiwi with a butter knife with oven mitts on, but you just got to do your best at it. Tighten it down. Now that that's on, I'm going to add a little bit of dubbing. Stretch back your legs, dub the body. This will be the head of the fly. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap behind my legs, keep wrapping until I get far enough to tie them down right to the dubbing, right on top of the dubbing. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to work my way back forward, bend my head over. Oh. Just bend that over right like that. And I'm going to pull that back as tight as I can and wrap as tight as I can. And again, this is monofilament thread, so it's clear. It's not showing up at all on my flag. Try to get that dubbing out of the way there. Tighten that body down against it. Now in the rear here, you can kind of see where there's a little bit of a tail. All I'm going to do is slip my scissors in, slide it up, snip it right there. Now you have your completed pattern. We're going to whip finish, tie off right in the rear of the hook. Flip off my excess thread. Now we have this. What we need to do next is we need to cure this top layer. So what I'm going to use is a thick cure glue. And pretty much just put this on, applicate it a little bit, actually I'm going to burn off some of this dubbing off the top of my body. There we go. I'm going to slowly put on the UV cure. That in a little bit with the applicator. Just a very, very thin coat, because you still need to add something else. Thin coat all around it. The head, the bottom, the sides. Now I'm going to cure it with a UV laser. Run it up. It'll only take about 5 or 10 seconds to cure. I also have a UV light. Grab the laser. Let that sit, cure. Now this resin is going to have a little bit of a tack to it, so I'm just going to add some clear nail polish to kind of just give it its last final coat. That's good right there. This is just some cheap nail polish I got from the dollar store. Top coat. If I can get it open. There we go. Now I'm just going to add a little layer of this. Try not to get any on your legs or your dubbing. And there you go. There's your fly. As you can see, that shell on it is almost glass-like in color. Very, very realistic. No other pattern is like it that I've ever seen.